Roberto Martínez revela o que nunca foi dito sobre Cristiano Ronaldo em entrevista. Roberto Martínez deu uma das entrevistas mais reveladoras sobre Cristiano Ronaldo ao canal Beast Mode On, de Adebayo a Quinfenva. O selecionador de Portugal abriu o jogo como raramente faz, e explicou por que trabalhar com CR7 é algo totalmente diferente. Se é a tua primeira vez por aqui, este é o Mundo CR7 News, o canal onde tu ficas por dentro de tudo sobre o maior jogador da história. Então já sabes, deixa teu like, inscreve-te no canal e ativa o sininho, porque aqui a informação chega quente, direta e sem enrolação. Desde o começo da conversa, Martínez destacou que Cristiano mantém a mesma fome de vitória de sempre, disciplina e ambição que o mantém no topo aos 40 anos. Ele também negou qualquer tratamento especial na seleção. Cristiano é tratado como todos, só que trabalha mais e entrega mais que qualquer um.
And when I met Cristiano, you're talking about the player that he had 194 caps at that time, and he would have been the only footballer that he could reach the 200 caps. And I was taken by the passion, by the energy of somebody that he saw the national team as something different. And that being part of that national team, it was very, very special. For somebody that he won everything. And this is where, obviously, the situation of a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, this is there are not many topics that you can go into a lift and speak. You go into a lift with a stranger and you speak about the weather. You can speak about Cristiano Ronaldo. Everybody has an opinion about it. So for me, it's very basic. Is assessing the player of the qualities that he has. For us, is one of the best goal scorers in the history. The experience. There is no another player that he has the same experience, knowing what it takes to win, the behavior. And then the third one that we analyze is the attitude in that moment. Wow. And that multiplies. So for us, from the first day, it was a key player into what we wanted to build. And then he's under the same pressure, demands than any other player. Everybody speaks about what he does for the national team. He scored 25 goals in the last 30 international games. This is a player that is very, very important for us, but not because of his past, but it could be. The case is what he does now. And in the last camp we played in November, the last player to arrive is Carlos Forbes. He was born in 2004, which is the year that he started playing for the national team. So you're talking about living examples that for us we need to use as much as we can to create what it means to play for the national team, the standards that they expected, and then create a very competitive environment. And that's what Cristiano's role has been since the first day, in a very, very natural way, somebody that he wants to be there, and he feels that that's a big part of his career.
Ronaldo's just a conversation starter, and I think my mum will know Ronaldo. Mm-hmm. You know, she don't know football. Do you have to, sometimes I have to feel like you have to protect him, talk to him differently, because of Ronaldo's the most famous person ever. He walks, he says, everybody jumps on every word. You knowing what comes with that, is there any other way that you have to deal with it, or you're just like, he's a tsunami, so whatever comes with Ronaldo, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think first and foremost, you have to treat every player individually in a separate way. Yeah. Everybody, there are no two people they are the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, what we're talking about is you got Cristiano Ronaldo, the player that is in the dressing room, and is somebody that he wants to prepare the best possible way, because what he's done in his career, the longevity in his career, is because he's a meticulous, he's a winner, he's a hungry individual, and you need to match that. And I think what's important is always get the expectations of every single player in the space that we are working. Then there is another phenomenon that you cannot control. That is that noise, that's something that it goes, you're talking about somebody that is more than a footballer. Somebody that's probably is, I think the numbers in social media will represent that is followed well beyond football fans. You're talking about 600 million followers. That is only probably is the most famous individual in the world. That doesn't come along to what is our demands in a dressing room and his demands. And I think that's probably always, we need to get the best of our players, and you need to create the environment that he gets that. The rest, you need to recognize it as a noise, and if it doesn't affect the group internally, you need to accept it for what it is. You cannot lose time on trying to change that, because it's impossible to control.
What makes Ronaldo so special? And even with now, outside looking in, he's lost for progression and determination to keep going, but let me talking about it, but what makes him so special?
For me, without a doubt, is that the success doesn't change his commitment to the next day. We always seen, and we all are, when you win something, the next day there is less hunger.
Yeah.
Cristiano is a person, is a player that whatever happens yesterday doesn't affect what he does today. And this is I don't know if it's genetic, I don't know if he can work on it. This is the reality. He's got this incredible need to use every day to be the best that he can. That could be in terms of recovering, the training, finishing, whatever aspect that he feels he needs to. He's not going to leave anything that he cannot affect to become better. It doesn't matter if he scores a hat-trick or he doesn't score, if he missed 3 chances. His preparation as soon as the final whistle will always be methodical and perfect, preparing for the next day. That's something that is giving him that longevity without a doubt. I always said that the footballer was retiring when the body was telling the brain, look, I'm finished. With Cristiano, I've learned that it's not like that. It's the brain who tells the body, this is time to finish. He's got this capacity of wanting to be the best every day that is involved in sport. I never seen that hunger ever before at the same level.
So in the changing room, how do you see it affect, I won't say the younger players, everybody really, you know what I'm saying? When you see somebody who has achieved so much, yet is still driven, like say he's just making his debut, how do you see the impact he has on his fellow professionals in the changing room?
You always try to gather inspiration, stimulation by people in sport, that they achieve something that nobody has achieved before. He is a very clear example on that. He's got landmarks that from playing over 225 games for a national team, no other has done it. His goal scoring records, what he's had his times in his career, 21 years of service in the national team. Those are given examples for the players that they are sharing the dressing room. And what's important is his commitment to the team. And that's what it makes it is essential to measure that, because it gets to a point that the competition for places is the same for everybody. And at the level of a national team, constantly your position is at risk. And he comes up always with that importance to the team, how it can be an example. And I think that's what you have to measure and probably appreciate for what he brings to the national team, is that freshness towards every time that he comes.
Depois das declarações de Roberto Martínez, fica claro, a ética, a ambição e o profissionalismo de Cristiano Ronaldo impressionam mesmo aos 40 anos. Mas agora eu quero saber de ti. Tu concordas com Roberto Martínez? Cristiano Ronaldo ainda é essencial para a seleção portuguesa? E achas que ele chega forte para a Copa de 2026? Comenta aqui embaixo a tua opinião. E se quiser continuar por dentro de tudo sobre o maior da história, deixa o like, inscreve-te no canal Mundo CR7 News e ativa o sininho. Aqui, a informação chega sempre em primeira mão, direta e sem enrolação.